What's happening, people? I know this is a difficult one, a difficult pill to swallow, but grateful to have you guys here. Welcome into Full Credit to the Boys. And I'm just got all sorts of emotions going right now. Obviously, sadness, anger, frustration, but also proud, happy, joyous at times, and just a little bit. I think the overall is looking at the season and feeling as though we've just missed another opportunity. But I'm a fan. I'll always be a fan, and proud of the boys no matter what happens. But here to break it down for you. I'm just going to just share my thoughts on what I saw and what I think the game was like and the story it told. For me, I thought we did really well felt dominant in the first half. We felt as though we were in control at times. For the majority, defensively, our boys were amazing through the middle there. Across the park, I got to give a lot of credit to our boys. They only really leaked a try from an intercept and a try from a kick. That's all they gave up today. They defended with their hearts. 3 men down. Let's call it what it is. That's always, your back three of CNK, DWZ, and Montoya are all off the field by the second half, and there was just no chance of us technically winning, despite the fact that the boys showed all heart, they showed all commitment, and they wanted that win as much as anyone that I've seen. And I think for me, from a heart and intent purpose this year, they gave everything they possibly could. We just didn't ice certain moments, and I go back to our halves. Today wasn't their greatest day. It was going to be difficult though against the Bulldogs side, who I've talked about as bend but don't break. Great example. We were only able to get 12 points on them. Speaks volumes for what Serraldo's done with them, but also at the same time, we needed to nail every opportunity that we got, and unfortunately, some of our kicking options, some of our decision making at the end of sets, even some of our set structures just weren't really there tonight. And that falls on the shoulders of Tamaide, falls on the shoulders of CHT. Obviously, with the reshuffle of players, you lose a bit of balance in terms of what you want to try and do. I think Dylan Walker went out to a edge and then came back later on, and just all a bit of a mix-up amongst the game where the Dogs were committed to what they were doing and stepped up. And coming back down to the end of it, we had our chances. Unfortunate CHT, Mahoney, Reed Miney got onto that ball. It looked like it was going to go over, but he charged it down. Burton gets his opportunity, and he nails it. But I couldn't be prouder of the boys. Leka Halasima, man, what a find that kid is, and he's going to be a star, no doubt, for the future. And he nearly had a chance to close the game out. I mean, we had him and Marata could have gone over that period there. I think we'll look back on it and say how we didn't get a field goal or 2 points there. Um, we'll be deeply disappointed with that. Now, looking back on the Tamaide situation, that was a clear knock to the head. Let's not call it anything else, but upon review, that should have been a penalty. That happens all the time. Well, can happen to a lot of us. They swallow the whistle. They don't like to interfere if it wasn't called on the field. I get that, um, but still, you got to call it when it's there. I don't want to hear Annesley saying to me on Monday morning, "Oh yeah, they missed that one. That should have been a penalty." They had a half 2 minutes while the guys were down there to look at it. So if he says that to me on a Monday morning, I can't, I can't accept that. So that will play its role in the game. But apart from that, I feel proud, but at the same time upset. Um, we were down 3 men. We couldn't activate anyone else. It was so mix and matched with interchanges. We'd be trying to find guys in spots. I thought Capewell did amazingly well. Leshhhgoooo did amazingly well at centre to fill in, and everyone chipped in. Freddie Lussick, Egan. Our boys, I felt stepped up. I felt that was a great game, and they wanted that, and I felt as though we had our moments. But we'll look back on that, unfortunately, and have to say that um, we missed some of those moments. We missed kicks out on the full. I thought Tamaida didn't have his greatest game. I felt as though we had ascendancy at times, but we just couldn't quite put the nail in the coffin. And that's sometimes how the ball rolls. So, but apart from that, we'll talk it out, guys. I'll dive into the chat now. We might have some people come on, get their thoughts as well. But I know you guys will all be feeling it. Let me get into this chat real quick. You big up everyone in the chat. Please hit that like and that subscribe. Yeah, guys, it's a tough one, man. It's a really, really tough one. That's a tough one to really take. I can see it all in the chat, guys, as well. That you guys are all there. The defense was massive. MP, just a quick shout out there. The boys showed proud. We massively the defensive effort. That's great to see. We've talked about that, all the little details. Now, quickly on the Bulldogs, their attacking shape. I'm just going to call it what it is, mud. They don't really throw anything at you. But I give credit to our boys for just doing a job on that. And again, they scored a try off an attacking bomb, mid crossfield bomb, and intercept. You got to say defensively, we did the absolute best we could. So I've got no issue with defense today. I thought RTS, he let us down a little bit with that knock on. That turned momentum a little bit. We were lucky to get away from that, but again, speaks to him as a player that in big moments he's had errors. Errors has been what's riddled him this year so far, but I thought he did great apart from that to try and energize the boys as much as he could from the backfield. So yeah, just one of those games it felt like a draw. I think both teams, they had about 3 or 4 field goal shots they all missed. I wonder if there just comes a time where you just say, "Hey, you've all had 3 shots." End of game. But yeah, it's a great game, as Tanya's saying. Actual 40 from a great arm wrestle to a boot pistol. Oh my goodness. Great stuff, guys. Great to have you in the chat. Lots of emotion, Kyle. Yeah, absolutely. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Felt like that. Chris saying the suck thing is the result would be all good around 5, but not now when we need to. It does. You felt as though you wanted to go into the bye with 4 points and feeling as though you're on top of the world and going to go for a run towards the back end. I just feel for our boys. I felt everyone chipped in tonight. Barnett was massive, eh? Barnett, I don't know what his numbers are. Let me try and get some idea of numbers, guys. I thought Barnett was huge. AFB played great as well. Capewell, I think really chipped in. I know Ford will end up with probably a lot of numbers as well. Um, yeah, and Mitch Barnett's 82 minutes. Yeah, man, it's crazy. So Mitch Barnett 226, Adam Bernard 219, um, Roger 269, Dylan. Yeah, we just our back five losing that. I think we probably could have come home strong if we had our back five. I think Montoya was going great. Dallin was doing really good carries. CNK, his direction, I suppose we missed a bit of that, but um, I know that RTS did the best he could. But absolutely tough, man. Um, and Lecker, let's just quickly talk on a positive. What a great kid this kid is, man. This kid, the first hit up was a thing of beauty. The push and then the leg drive. And then to get on the outside of Sherry as a front rower, oh my goodness. Just the confidence that the kid has, I think, is absolutely amazing. You know, proud of him. You know, he found himself on the edge. Sometimes he missed a tackle, but his athleticism, I think, helped him. But really, that's an exciting one to look forward to the future. I felt he came on. He's probably the first forward to come on that I felt made an impact this year, and that speaks volumes. Like to really make a difference or an impact on the game. I think he probably felt it a little bit towards the end there, but that's adjusting the first grade speed. But yeah, I'll just quickly mention this one. They gave me a headache. I thought the ref wasn't too bad, really. Tamati's kicking was off today, but I haven't really got any complaints. The boys all played defensively well against the Dogs. Yeah, it's so weird because it felt as though we had done really well. I still feel we did really well, but we missed some of those opportunities for sure. Jackson Ford. The thing that annoys me the most is the bunker will go back 3 tackles after Kickoff knocks the ball on for the slightest crusher. Yeah, the contact is clear almost instantly. It is, man. It is actually really, really clear. And like I said, if Annesley comes out on Monday and says, "Oh, they got that one wrong," I'm sorry, they had 5 minutes to look at that. There is no excuse for what we saw there. It should have just been a penalty. They review it. But that's the NRL for you. When they want to make a big call, they never will really. Yeah, good shout out. NZWARRIORS, man. Yeah, RTS was huge. I thought he was really good, man. His overall game, I really feel from that, just that knock on. You know, we'll probably all look back on that and think that he was, you know, but I thought everyone played out of their skin today. Coco, yes, I'm gutted. We could have, again, we felt like we could have won. Definitely. Any HIA with for Morin such the game twice. Yeah, again, just little things. And yes, great game with proper commitment and very close to him. We just have to nail this fifth tackle option is far better. Yeah, there was just indecision between Tamati. You could see some of the sets. They weren't very clear today on what they were trying to do. Whether there was, and I said in the watch along that I worried that that intercept by Burton might have played a little mental thing on it. To get any type of intercept put on you can play a mental thing in the halves. I think ultimately he was good, but there's some of the lead up into our sets where we just between him and CHT Tamati, I don't think we quite nailed it. So I think that's something definitely we're going to look back on and say we didn't nail our end of sets. 40 saying shame on Sam for breaking his first karma for us not getting a penalty out of it. I love it. Absolutely love it. Just pull this one up. Great game. Pre-game, great game to watch. Just shows how much our back 3 are needed. Yeah. Yeah, you got to say that those it probably helps in terms of go forward. You could just see towards the end of the game we couldn't get any kind of real speed in our sets, but you saw some of our guys just really trying hard. I thought Barnett was huge, man. AFB, but Walker had some massive carries. But then, for us, I feel we let them off the hook a lot. Like I said, um, we had to be perfect with the opportunities we got because um, you can see with the Bulldogs they don't give you much, and that's credit to Seraldo and what he's been able to do. Um, so you got to nail the opportunities you got. I mean, I was screaming down the house when Leshhhgoooo, if he'd just gone over, that would have just been one of the greatest debuts of all time. I still think it was an amazing debut, but man, that was yeah. It's just some moments there we definitely missed in terms of going into Golden Point and feeling confident. If we had all of our back three and no injuries, you probably feel like we could get enough there to get us home. Um, yes, and my bro Matt, yeah, CHT and TMM didn't have their best game, but boys did well. I've got no voice left because I know, man. Um, it was massive. Um, Sweet. Just getting through these. Yeah, ref review will be interesting. We'll just have to look at that. Um, Absolutely. These are the games that show what a big loss a fit SJ really is. Yeah, well, I think yeah, that's the trouble. Being fit, we need him to be fully healthy. And if you probably look at the back end, you say if you get a completely healthy Sean, he probably comes into the mix. But we got to back these boys and give them, they got to, again, learn from that and got to move forward while Sean is injured. Pre-game, yeah, unfortunately, I had to mute my TV during blocker. Blocker was, I was listening in because I had a little bit of vocal in my head, my earphones, and yeah, man, he was just, he was he was trying to really get them over the Bulldogs over the line. You could hear it. CHT no, yeah, this was another frustrating one. CHT no look pass was absolutely terrible, and it was on the third. I have no idea what he was thinking there, but you're absolutely bang on. Um, those are the ones you just brings flashbacks from our old Warriors, and he has to get that out of his game. Still, he's still carrying some of those habits. Probably just feeling himself a little bit too much. um, and Kelly, yeah, just like the Storm game at the start of the season, heartbroken but proud. I agree. I totally agree. Um, Benji, this is interesting thought. I wonder if CHT and TMM will do something with field goals where CHT gets the ball, drag defender, then pass the team in for a field goal in that situation. I honestly feel as though they went to TMM the first couple times, and I think they realized it didn't really work, and then they changed to CHT. Hopefully, I think they'll probably be a bit more prepared next time. But CHT had some good strikes. The one that Marnie blocked, it was going over. You see the trajectory going through. Just the hand got in the way. You got to give credit to the Bulldogs. It's just they nailed a moment and they got it. So I got no real qualms. I think they would have got it over the line. Just one of those days, but definitely prep wise, do your review and then you look at that and say, how can we improve this? Tay saying that we were losing CNK early was a major. He has the link play deep, but putting opposition in two minds. I think so. We missed all those guys in terms of. I thought they were all having a really good game. CHT was really good. CNK was good under the high ball. Montoya was winning so many tackles and hit ups, and Dallin as well. So it's just a shame, but worst case scenarios, this happens all the time. Injuries mid game, especially in the NRL today. Like to have three, just stroke bad luck, but got to find a way. Yeah, and Didi was saying the debut filler was bro. Leshhhgoooo, what a debut from him. He looks really, really good. Just got over my tears. I know, I feel you, bro. One of the best games in age. It was an entertaining game. I think again, I talked about it as being a grinded out game. I don't think there was many points in ever going to be in this game, based on how consistent the Bulldogs have been, but also um, what I love seeing that our boys were really resilient defensively. That especially specifically in that first half, where we had that repeat sets, and they ended up knocking it on. I think it was Kikau, I can't remember, but that was really good signs for me. I feel the boys have probably turned the corner attitude wise, and they're getting it right on the field. So I feel as though that's really really good. So it's a shame you're getting a positive on something that you've improved on, but you're still not getting the result. That's the frustrating thing as a fan. Yeah, it was a really good game. This was another one, OG. Yeah, I actually thought Pompey might be a sleeper, but I don't mind CHT's strike of the ball. I think he's fine. I think they just need to set up properly. I don't know what it is, but I felt as though the further out you go, the more your kick goes to the left. I don't know what you can do. Maybe tucking a guy back in behind the ruck, or if you pitch your tackle on the left side, pass right to him, then he kicks into the ball. But it's so difficult. I suppose, yeah, it's so hard. But I just felt that a lot of his kicks were because of the angle with which Marnie was coming through and all the others. But we got that wrong. A little detail I didn't appreciate was the set where we tried to go shape out the back and Golden Point. I think in the second half, which eventually led to them getting the field goal. I think. I just didn't think that was the right move. I think we should have actually just gone straight. And you saw we ended up on the 30-meter line or 40. And we don't have that long kicking game that is as good as, say, what Burden was doing. So we're always going to lose those types of sets. For me, it was just better to go straight up. I understand sometimes you want to go wide and try and get some yardage on the outside, but I just don't think that was the game to do it personally. Yeah, Josh, yeah, our boys were incredible. I honestly, I just cannot give our boys enough credit. I'm so proud of them. And in many of those cases, when it comes down to it, you got to give the home team the credit. And I thought if there was a scenario, I thought that the Bulldogs were just going to get home tonight, and they did. Not in the way I thought it might have been, but they found a way to get home. Thank you, Tay. Yeah, please, people, pump up the likes. Those of you guys that are in here, we appreciate you. Please hit those like. But yeah, guys, look, I just want to quickly go over a little bit of stats, probably. Yeah, look, massive game from Roger, 25 runs for 269, and he's so good at what he does, right? He's so good at beating defenders, getting quick play the balls. It's nice to see him in the middle of the field. Look, let's maybe just talk future now. We've got obviously CNK with a calf strain is usually like 3 or 4 weeks. We'll wait. So they said he's going to get a scan, so it must be pretty bad. Montoya, we'll see how he aims up. And then Dow's category 1, that's 11-day stand now. So you're probably looking at a whole new back 3. Does Roger go back into the fullback for you, or do you go with a Tane Tuo picky? For me personally, I actually like the Tane Tuo picky from a. Oh, sorry, we're going into the bye, so Dallin will be back. My apologies. So yeah, we've got an extra week off. Oh, that sucks. I wanted to play next week. I wanted to feel good. So yeah, we've got an extra week off. So I suppose Montoya will figure out what it's going with him. Calf strain for me, CNK probably out for a few weeks. So yeah, I'm thinking 2-0 picky. I like the smaller fullback. If you look at like a Keanu Kinney, the Suafaa Longos, that's the mold of a 2-0 picky. I think that's the trend going at the moment is speedy small fullbacks. You're probably looking at a 10-2 picky there. And then you possibly look, depending on how Montoya is going, looking at moving RTS to the wing and bringing in the likes of MGT or Leatoa. I think Leatoa would probably come in. He looked pretty good today despite a loss. I thought he was pretty good in strong carries. So yeah, there's a few options there. But I suppose an extra bit of rest, maybe Montoya's fine. So we'll see how we go. Um, Thank you guys for reminding me of the June 19th Raiders game. Cool. Um, yeah, just I mean Jazz 12 for 115. Jackson Ford was pretty good. I don't think he made many errors. Freddie Lussick, Catewell thought had a good game. Malata a little bit low on numbers. I know he did a lot of defensive work, but um, I thought he probably had a bigger, more impact game. But I thought him and Kikau pretty much nullified each other a lot. I thought that was a good little battle. So yeah, I'm thinking that I can't really take much away from our boys. I definitely feel as though we had enough fair points in us, but like I said, you got to nail those moments. And yeah, the home team got there in the end. So yeah, Chance only played the first half. Dallin played 7 minutes of the second half. Montoya played 63 minutes. Yeah, just we lost a lot of momentum from those guys out. Everything Gucci. Thank you, man. Boys played mean. Yeah, I thought they honestly played mean. Lussick got it flattened out by Kikau, held the ball a lot, spilled it. Yeah, Lussick held his own very good. I'm sick. Jimmy, my man, I'm sick of cheating. The cheating had to get that off my chest. Yeah, let's just quickly go back to that play. Again, I just mentioned is that if TMN got hit high, doesn't matter if it wasn't called on the field. But if you look at it and it is contact to the head, which it was, I felt it was shoulder to the head, and it was late. Those two components would be a penalty. I'm trying to think of other moments. They do it a lot. They do review plays and they call them as penalties. So I'm a bit bemused as to, those decisions. Again, if I say it, I'll say it now that if Annesley comes out and says they got it wrong, well, that I will be pissed off because they had 5 to 10 minutes to look at it. 5 to 10 minutes to look at it, and that's where I'll be interested to see what he says. Kikau, no arms. Yep. Look, there were a few calls. Yeah, absolutely. There's a few calls. I think Butler. I know if majority got it right. But there was definitely some calls I felt as though. Um, um, and Carl saying, "Yeah, hearing a lot of Warriors chants." I know there's a lot of fans out there. I know Josh was out there. So it'd be good to hear some of his views from the game. Probably get that on Monday. But I thought the boys. I just really can't take anything away from our boys tonight. I just want to be proud of them. I really want to be proud of them. The three, you know, I'll have to look back at the game and see all the different changes. I mean, you had Capewell on the edge, you had Capewell left wing. And I do got to just be realistic and say that the Bulldogs attack, there wasn't much in it, but their defense, I suppose, uh, got them home. And with our kind of guys, 3 guys off, they stuck at it, they grinded it out and got the dub. Yeah, man. We're getting some rough calls. That's absolutely sure. Feel for our boys. You guys hit in the chat any more if you got any more things. I'm trying to think about things to talk. I know that I'm just watching a replay here. Just watching the replay of Salmon. Yeah, that's definitely a penalty. Again, they swallowed the whistle. They'll tell you they got it wrong, and they had half an hour to look at it. That's how it is. Hold your head high, but pump that like. Thank you, guys. Thank you as always, my man, Tahi. Jackson Ford, pretty heartbreaking, bro. Could be season defining that loss. It could be. It's one of those ones where you just kind of feel deflated because you know the boys gave their absolute all. And for me as a fan, the excitement of that game was insane. I mean, if Leshhhgoooo scores that try, it might be the greatest debut of all time, just based on hype and emotion of the moment. Liquor nearly went over, and if he just kind of got to ground, I mean, got to give credit to the Bulldogs. They stuffed a lot of those moments. Marata went over, could have scored. Man, that was really really tough. But I think Webby will have the right messaging. There's a week off here for the boys. They gave absolutely all. I no doubt they'll benefit from the week off. But the chances for us to getting any closer, if we're looking at the draw, like I think it's a bit misleading the draw, but at the same time we've played I think 17 games with 7, 1 and 9, with one bye. So we need a lot of losses from the likes of the Sea Eagles. Broncos have lost, but they've got the extra game. The Knights, the Raiders. You need all these teams to keep losing. And it's unfortunate they're probably going to play each other, and one of them will win. So, but all we can do is try to keep improving. Like I go back to my main, a good point was that the defense was really, really strong. Like I'm proud of that defensive effort. Everyone was locked in. Again, speaks to the volume of Webby talking about that 66 loss to the Titans. They've obviously managed that, and they've come back with intensity, and proud of that. So that for me is, I'm really proud that the attitude's back. Now you got to, the margins get even closer. Let's just quickly look at who we got coming up. I mean, no games are given. Again, consistency, and for us being dominant, the dominant team that we were last year, it's going to get trickier. So, you go Raiders will be tough at GIO. It's always a tough place to play. West Tigers at home. You probably think that's an easy one, but if you're off by a smidgen, sometimes these teams can get us. Eels is, even though they're dead last, they can be tricky. If Moses and Brown find some form and they get a new coach and they galvanize Dolphins away. Dolphins are still a good team. They're Seagulls at Four Pines is deadly hard to win there. And then you got the Bulldogs again and the Sharks. I mean, you got to almost win every game. So how many games is that? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can't really drop many of those. Maybe one. So you got to go 6 on the bounce. It's extremely tough. But all I can say is that we just have to perform to the best we can. You know what I mean? That's all I can ask for. Sachi, just talking about that. Webby looks sad pre-game. Let me just see if I can go watch the presser. Is it still on Fox Sports? Our press conferences. Here we go.
Sort of reflected what we'd spoke about leading into the game. We really wanted to honour Jeff Robinson by the way we played today and inspire.
It's a good shout. I mean,
inspire your teammates.
Whenever you have a great,
fans and
you want to have a good game.
That moment inspired his team, and that I felt like that was the catalyst to go on to the next couple of sets and get us the opportunity for Matt to kick the field goal. But he comes up with that big hit. Critter and Carraz go and make a really dominant tackle on the far side. Get some kick pressure on, and we earn field position, and Matt gets a shot. So, to talk about those inspiring moments that Robbo always had, and for Kick out to go out there and do it was awesome.
How's Jamin Salmon?
Yeah, not great. Looks like a broken jaw, which is, again, not ideal for him. He's having a really good year, Jamin. He's doing a lot of things that people don't see. He's probably one of our best communicators. He's the glue guy in our forward pack. Looks like a broken jaw, and if it is, we'll miss him for that period. But we know he'll work hard and get himself back.
Latrell Mitchell's gone down for Origin. We've always asked you about when and how does Matt Burton feature? Is this his opportunity to get a call up, do you think?
Well, yeah, he's ready. He's played on that stage before. He knows what it's about, and I'm sure if he's given the opportunity, he'll be ready to do the job. He played centre a couple of weeks ago, so it's not like it's that foreign to him from years back or anything like that. And he just showed his mindset in the last couple of games, how he's at the end of the game, he's not flustered by anything, and he's just puts into practice what he's been doing at training. So, yeah, he'd be ready if given the opportunity.
Credit, do you think the last couple of weeks, Birdo showing his ability under pressure there, do you think that's the kind of thing that Madge would value in the New South Wales team?
Yeah, 100%. I think just off the back of coach, he just didn't shy away from it, trusted his process, and he's done the same before playing centre as well. He knows how to defend in centre and how to read shapes when it comes. So definitely have confidence in him if he is selected for that left centre.
Have you talked much to him about his sort of hopes of getting back in that team over the last little bit?
No, not really. I think just coming back into Dogs, just concentrating on our team performance, because I know he's got a lot in his head with our game plans and how we want him to play for our team. So that we don't really talk about that outside noise, and that comes off how good we play here as a club and as a team as well. So we really knuckle down on how we train at training. But yeah, he's all in for what we need for the team, and everything else that comes after that Origin selection is just a bonus.
I guess on the flip side, how big of a loss would Latrell be for the Blues?
Yeah, heaps, I reckon. But I think it's just next man up. We've got a lot of depth there in the blue squad. So whoever comes in next, got a whole 10 days to connect and be better for game 3.
You'd obviously back Birdo to do a job there, though, mate.
Yeah, 100%. I think Birdo knows if he's selected there, his mindset kind of changes a bit, just running hard and those yardage carries like that. And he's done the job before too. So it's not like it's new to him. He's played in the centres for Origin before, and you can only get better from him.
You've got a bye now. You'll celebrate the win for sure, but are there things that you can see for the next back end of the season that you want to build on? I mean, 2 narrow, very tight games.
Yep.
What are the bits that you want to get right?
Yeah, we had a big break for our last bye, so this bye is going to be more of a working bye, and we need to get better, especially on the attacking side of things. We're really happy with where our defence is at. Today we let in 2 tries, which were disappointing, but it's sort of 2 moments that they weren't sort of big periods where our defence went missing. It was just sort of 2 moments. So,
I was going to have a look at Webby's already spoken.
We've had some cohesion and different
I can't really roll
combinations.
They said he couldn't come.
Okay, sorry, my bad.
They
Let me just get this, guys. Let's do Webby stuff. My apologies. I'm trying to think. Yeah, it's usually the home coach that goes last. Okay, here we go.
Andrew, talk us through, I imagine, a mix of emotions right now.
Yeah, gutted for the boys. Put so much effort into something. So resilient, so many injuries, people in different spots, but we didn't get what we wanted today. Really proud of the effort, but just disappointed we didn't get.
Look at Mitchie Barnett's nose. He's got
How
like
was it unfolding for you as
fully
all those
ripped
players going
off.
down up in the coach's box? How are you
it's
managing
like
that?
really bad.
I don't know if I watched much football there for a while. I was literally just watching where everyone was standing rather than watching the game and making sure. And then we're getting radio information that someone else was struggling. He's going to have to come. And the boys that did come off, they wanted to fight through it, but they just weren't capable to do what they needed to do for the team. So we just moved everyone around, and I didn't see any panic from the team. I saw them want to, take the challenge on. And it's probably going to be one of our hopefully one of our really good wins if we manage to pull it off. But yeah, I was just really proud of the effort. But yeah, bittersweet.
But is the resilient Warriors back? I mean, just a couple of weeks ago, we were unfortunately talking about a record loss, and now you're out there with forwards playing in the back line and only narrowly losing.
Well, we didn't want that game to define us because that one hurt. And wanted to move on fast, and we have, and get back just to being what we know we can be. And look, we still weren't smart today. We're not sitting here getting beaten in Golden Point and not realising things that we've got to improve. But what we can say is that we showed up for each other. The boys did, and they had so much effort, and the resilience is there. That's for sure. So yeah, just really proud.
What did you make of the moment? I think it was in Golden Point where Tamari collided and heavy contact from Jamin Salmon. Did you think that was a penalty?
I got no idea. Yeah, Barney. I'm not going to. I won't throw Barney on the bus and get him in trouble. But no, I didn't see.
Okay.
Webby, how are the injured boys?
Yeah, I don't know where to start. Yeah, got everywhere. Everyone's got knocks at the moment. But yeah, they're sore, and they're like their tears. There's everything going on. So yeah, we'll reassess and
Probably a calf tear.
we'll work it out tomorrow. Just let them ice up for now and work it out.
Did you expect to play your rookie on debut in the centres ever in your life? Yeah.
No, and I'm really glad I did, because he's going to score one of the most amazing tries in debut.
Yeah, bro.
What a tackle, what a run. I thought he was amazing. His first run through the middle. We knew he's capable of that. He just comes up with those type of plays, and nearly burnt the fullback too. He's
It was one
I
of
just
the
wish
best runs of the year.
for us and him got that moment and scored that try. But yeah, super proud of him.
Just a word on the courage of some of the boys up there. I think Chance in particular, Webby playing on to that injury, tries to tackle there on Josh Curran. You just talk to that sort of side of the performance today.
Yeah, I mean, there was lots of moments where the ball bounced and it just looked like there's space, or there was a line break, and you just thought, they're about to score here, but the boys found a way to stop them. And that tackle that you're talking about right before halftime was amazing. And we got word that he needed to come off, and we're trying to get him off and couldn't. They kept getting more set. So we actually went to halftime feeling really good about just the fact that how courageous the boys were, and confident if we did that again, and give ourselves a chance.
Each of you been involved in a game like that where you had to finish it without your back three?
Yeah, I've been. I'm not sure if I've had to finish without my back three, but I've had plenty of games, where people have gone down. But Webby's already touched on it. We're obviously disappointed about tonight, but I can't fault the effort.
What about Mitch's performance? I think clocked nearly 50 tackles and 200 metres.
Yeah. No, Mitch has been amazing for the last. That's why he's sitting here right now. That's why he's in contention for Origin. We went through a tough period there, and I thought Mitch stood up through that period and really spoke up for the team. Was really clear on what he wanted for them and led the way with his actions.
Future captain. Definitely leadership material.
I don't take it for granted, but when you reel off those stats, I think Mitch does those things every week. And super happy for him and all his hard work that he does. But he's leading so well with his actions, and that's why he's getting the rewards.
I know you got the bye. I know you haven't got the doctor's report yet, but how will these injuries impact the next few weeks, do you think, and test your depth in your back line in particular?
We'll patch ourselves up. I think Dell's, they said he couldn't come back on, so we've got the bye, so he should be available for selection. They're literally, I don't think the other boys, don't think Chance and Mars will play the next game, but we'll see. We'll just get home and rest up and see what happens. Thanks,
you.
guys.
Yeah, a pretty somber mood for Webby there. I totally get it. It's been one of those seasons where injuries have caught us at different times, and you can tell you're just trying to keep the team going. With those three injuries, mixing and matching, getting guys out of position. I honestly feel that another team would have probably punished us with those edges. I just don't think the Bulldogs really threw anything at us, but we did well. I'm loving the effort, but at the same time, I'm just like, man, we got some really bad injuries happening. So it sounds like Marcelo, whatever he's got, is probably going to be a little while CNK. So you probably will look to put RTS out there on the left wing, and then bring in either a Leatoa or MGT. Tane Tuopiki for me at the back. I like his style, and again, I speak to the smaller, quicker type fullback, but we're interested to see what Webby does. Again, just has selection issues on his hands and what the best works for the team. The 4-pack was great for me today. I absolutely loved it. And so, yeah, that's all I can really say, guys. I feel ultimately that there's some things the halves they didn't deliver today. Um, but at the same time, you feel those fifth tackle options and some of the decision making was poor, but the intensity on defense and the heart to not even give up. Again, that was the end of the first half where they didn't leak in a try. They kept repelling. But like, to be honest, we had a ton of ball today. We had opportunities and we muffed them. We muffed a lot of them. So I think we'll go back to the drawing board and say, hey, where did we missed out. That first half particular, the Dogs gave us maybe about 6 or 7 opportunities, and for one, we had a knock on, or AFB got in the line and gave away a penalty. There was just all sorts of things happening that just, for me, is just, like I said, you were only going to get a few opportunities against the Bulldogs, and if you missed out on them, that might have been the game. And I think ultimately it ended up that way. But that defensive resilience, that's what we want to see as fans. I think as fans, we know going and watching that performance and losing by a point, we're proud of that because we saw their heart on their sleeves. And those are the performances we love, that our boys give their heart on their sleeve. Hey, some days you just don't make the field goal. Honestly, I swear CHT, it was going to go in. Marnie puts the hand on it and it deflects it, and that changes the game. Burton kicks it off the goalpost. That could have been our turn. There were so many moments, and eventually they finally got it. So credit to them. For me, I think we're trying to still salvage this season. There's no way you can really, I don't think, blow it up this year and just fully let the young fellas in. Although bringing Leshhhgoooo, he looks like the guy. If you talk about, I said it previously, I said he looked like the only guy that has had a massive impact on the team as an impact player. You saw that first carry, and then to do that, what he did to Sherry and nearly score. If you want an impact player right now, I think he's the guy you go for. So I'd probably push him up as a young guy, but I wouldn't go full blow it up. Definitely think you're trying to salvage it. I think you're just trying to get guys healthy. I think ultimately you're probably looking at it by the end of the season saying, can we get Jag a few more wins? Can we get some results? And if Sean is completely healthy and you're for sure about it, get him in there with CHT. Because let's be honest, this might be Sean, or next year by his last year. Sean is the ultimate half in terms of experience. If he's fully healthy and fit, you let him have this last run with the team. You just do, and you make it happen. And though Tamati and CHT are looking good, and look, today they weren't that great at times, but you just say you're going to put it on Sean's hands and let it ride with him. And same for Tohu. I thought Tohu could have been, once we pushed walkout, Tohu would have been great to just have some ball playing through the middle. He looks completely banged up. When will we get them back? It might be too late. Might be season over. So we're in a really tough spot. You can tell that Webby's frustrated. What he had in store and had him planned for this year obviously just wasn't going to happen. It's not going to happen. But like I said, you had opportunities like Leshhhgoooo today. Awesome that he got his debut. Now we know what he brings. He puts his hand up. He might get a starting spot. There's others that are showing the opportunity. There's going to be opportunity there for a Leatoa next week or next time, or MGT. That's how you breed blood guys in. You don't blood a whole bunch in. You blood them in as you go along. You still keep the experience in there, and then give them the reps over time, and then they'll get better. But I just want to finish on that note that I'm proud of you boys. That performance, I had ups and downs, joyous moments. Leka for me just blew. I just screamed the house down. I thought he was going to legit score. The in and away, the double jink on the fullback, the footwork. If he just only got that ball down, but that's footy for you, guys. I'll leave it there. Just want to quickly shout out everyone in the chat. Appreciate your support and love. We will be back on Monday, no doubt, and on Tuesday. I know it's a tough one, but try and enjoy the weekend. Thank you guys for all your support as always. I appreciate everyone, all of our moderators, Tahi and the like. Jazz, enjoy the night. Thank you, Kyle. Guys, appreciate everything. Tahi, as always. Thank you, guys. Yeah, hit the like before you leave, guys. We'll get our super chats and everything running up soon as well. So we're going places, and with the help of my great friend Ash, you know, he's been massive, and I no doubt Ash will have his say. He's out tonight, unfortunately, but yeah, hang around. We'll be back into content as of Monday and Tuesday, and we'll see you then, guys. Have a good weekend. Thank you as always. Stay safe. Up the wires all day, and but yeah, see you later. Peace.